Somewhere in this corner of the world, a snake is about to hurl itself from a 90-foot-high tree, not because it's having a crisis, but because it can fly. That's right. Proof that even snakes get sick of rush hour on the forest floor. Oh, and fun fact, that snake is your mom. And there she goes, flinging herself off a branch in what can only be described as the most dramatic exit from parenthood in the animal kingdom. Meanwhile, back at the nest, or, well, the leafy crevice, you've just hatched. Perfect timing to witness your mom's one-way flight to a permanent child-free vacation. You and your siblings are now solo adventurers with zero instructions and a biological clock that says, figure it out. Lesson 1. Flying. And by lesson, we mean make or break dive where gravity is the instructor and failure equals death. Your siblings go first. Some manage to pull it off. Others, well, they meet the ground a little more directly. Your turn. You strike the iconic J shape, ideal for liftoff, or just a really dramatic final pose. You leap. Muscles tense. Air rushes. There's no safety net, no parachute, and those dots in the sky? Not concerned family. They're eagles. Hungry ones. Just when it feels like the end, instinct kicks in. Your ribs flare. Your body flattens like a snake-shaped pancake with dreams. You twist, glide, wiggle through the air like a sassy leaf, dodging predators and physics itself. You don't just fall, you fly. You stick the landing. Barely. Welcome to the treetop jungle gym. Let's rewind about 20 million years. Your ancestors weren't born gliders. They climbed trees, ate bugs, and desperately tried not to be eaten. When traveling between trees, they had two choices, the scenic route or the shortcut via gravity. At first, the shortcut mostly ended in death. But occasionally, a lucky flop turned into a slightly more controlled fall. Nature took notes. Fast forward a few million generations, and now you're born with the ancestral knowledge of, maybe don't crash. Between 10 and 5 million years ago, flying snakes officially entered the chat. Those who couldn't spread their ribs got erased from the evolutionary group text. The rest. They became air dancers, floating from branch to branch with barely a whisper. Now it's your turn to carry the legacy. Rule number 1 up here. The ground is lava. Predators roam below. Monitor lizards, civets, bigger snakes. The game is simple, don't fall. At least not without flair. At first, your flights are a mess. You miss branches, scare off prey, and have some spectacular midair flails. But you learn. Every gust of wind, every near miss, every, oh no, not again, sharpens your skills. What the forest sees as chaos, you now see as a highway system. Every branch is an exit ramp. Every leap is a calculated risk. You're not just flying anymore. You're hunting. Lizards, frogs, insects, anything unfortunate enough to be slower than you today. You stalk, analyze, adjust for wind. You launch with grace, and sometimes still miss entirely. But eventually, you catch your first snack. Victory tastes like desperate protein. You get stronger, smarter, bolder. 2 years in, you're gliding over 300 feet in a single leap. You're faster than most birds, sneakier than most predators, and sassier than most gravity obeyers. But the sky isn't just yours. Other flying snakes want your prime real estate. There's no biting, no fighting, just awkward talent shows. You puff yourself up, pretend you're too fabulous to lose, and hope your rival takes the hint. If not, it's a passive-aggressive air race. 2 snakes, 1 branch. First one to land wins. Second one becomes a cautionary tale. You win. This time. More time passes. 3 years in, and you've unlocked mating season. As a male, your job is to be airborne eye candy. You twirl, glide, flaunt those aerodynamic ribs. The female watches like a bored judge on a nature-themed reality show. She picks someone else. But hey, you catch another female's attention. It's a numbers game. You win some. You mate. You leave. That's your entire responsibility. Fatherhood complete. But let's say you're a female. Congrats. You now carry a dozen eggs for the next 3 months. And your brilliant strategy? Keep doing everything as if you're not heavily pregnant and extremely vulnerable. Evolution is wild. When the time comes, you stash your eggs in a hidden nook and disappear. Your mother did the same. That touching moment you thought you had when she watched you hatch? Yeah, no. She was long gone. Parenting ends at the egg. 8 years later, you're older, slower, and frankly a little creaky. Your glorious 300-foot glides are now cautious branch hops. The young snakes have claimed the high-rise trees. You settle for the middle floors, where the view's still okay and the neighbors are mostly quiet retirees. You've got one last flight in you. That plump frog looks like an easy meal. You line up, jump, flatten, twist. But your body's not what it used to be. Midair correction fails. The branch is too far. The ground is too close. This time, gravity wins. After all these years, turns out the floor was lava. And you were always just one glide away from finding out.